Hi folks, Dino Bob here, back in Dinosaur Ghost Park. And today we're going to visit Iguanodon Hill, completing, well, not actually completing, but for the moment completing the arc around our Phase 2 portion of the park. So we're starting out back at the split nearby the Terrace restaurant, and we're going to go up the walk and go past the turnout to the little nursery area that we saw a couple of videos ago, and come to the first of the viewing pavilions for the Iguanodon. It is a two-tiered roof and stairs up to the viewing area, and the habitat here is fairly extensive. These animals like a lot of room, and they are seeming to enjoy this multi-level habitat with a lot of sloped ground and a couple of different elevations. So at a distance, the animals are more or less on a level with our guests, as you can see through the binoculars here. The effect with this is rather immersive, I think. I really like it. And through the binoculars, we can see the other viewing pavilion with a sense of what it looks like inside the habitat. So that steep incline beneath the platform, of course, keeps the animals from getting involved with our guests. So back down onto the path, we have a little split here. To the left, you can go on further. But that statue that I made slight modifications. I don't know if you noticed that this one now has thumb spikes to better theme it to the Iguanodon in there. It's not perfect, but it's a nod in the right direction. So this elevated portion of the path puts our guests on a level close to that of the elevated portion of the habitat. I don't see any animals out there right now, but, well, I'll have a guest walking on the rocks. That's a different kind of animal. But you can see the guests are reacting to the habitat there. The guy taking a selfie with his no camera. A little food stall to satisfy guests' needs there, very temporary. All the green to our left there will eventually be built on. And that's going to be a ways away. Up the stairs to the other platform. And we can see, I think that's the male over by their shelter building. And we'll do a pan to give you a sense of how the exhibit is laid out and what the visibility is from this pavilion. So this portion was made before we got Iguanodon babies in the game. You will see them later, I promise. And this is binocular viewing again from the other side. I really like how this all nestles against the distant mountains and gives a good vibe. The rocks at the back of the habitat tend to make it having trouble talking today. Look less like a zoo exhibit and a little bit more like a slice of habitat. So this will be a little bit longer than some of the more recent videos. We have a lot of animal footage coming up in a bit. Like I said, it's a fairly large exhibit. I spent a fair bit of time looking at it. So that's we got a glimpse of going up, but then I decided to cut in here to give you a sense of the care area there. I was trying to build a section the animals could go in and be confined, where perhaps a squeeze could be set up to restrain the animals while procedures are necessary, and a passageway here that runs through the building, allowing staff to move through this area. And popping out here, and you can see right now, this is a passageway along these greenhouse buildings. These are produce stations, and just enough space for the staff to squeeze through right now. But that will change for the building in the future. You'll see a glimpse of that later. So we're back inside the building. This is the Scelidosaurus area. This is where the keeping area started back in phase 2. So the door out to another entrance into this central area. And the facilities here have all been modified to deal with some of the problems that we saw in earlier videos. Parasaurolophus on the left and Pseudoceratops on the right. And more props in there than there were before, and dealt with some of those problems, and then popping up to give a quick glimpse of the overall exhibit and building. So this is after I enlarged it, which the Iguanodons kind of demanded after babies showed up. No, I'm sorry, this is before I enlarged it. So this is after, and this is an aerial view. We walked through the building inside. This is the Iguanodon area with the skylights. The large central area is for the Parasaurolophus, and with the green awning roofs there on the exhibit side of the habitat. The rectangle to the left, the Pseudoceratops, and the little one ahead to the Scelidosaurus. And since the main video was made, I incorporated the greenhouses into this building. You can see the skylight there over that walkthrough area, and it's now technically part of the building. And with the new effect where we cut to the animals. But anyway, as I say, there's your Iguanodon baby. Very long-legged fellows, and gals, of course, wandering around the habitat. I was saying before what was I saying before? Who knows? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We got baby Iguanodons running through the habitat and swimming in the habitat and just in general playing around, not really paying attention to a little indecisive Iguanodon there. A little sidestep, trying to figure out what he wants to do, possibly trying to find out where his daddy is. These babies have imprinted on the male, so when they don't get too far away from him, they do tend to try to chase him. I think this one's just figured out where daddy is. He's headed in that direction anyway. Yep. Trotting over, and off goes daddy just the time he gets here. That's something I think the devs will be addressing to potentially give the adults wait for the babies kind of behaviors, which would make it easier since the big guys can certainly outpace the babies. But the new herding behaviors are looking pretty good. Obviously still some rough spots to work with. Right now the Iguanodons seem to be coordinating here, even though the patriarch is not actually leading. They've gotten the message and they're heading in a single direction. The devs also keep tweaking the visuals. The game just keeps looking better and better. So I mentioned in the last video that I was going to be taking a hiatus, and this is the last video before that hiatus. You're watching Animals Now, and I'm going to be heading to Dinosaur Country and trying to visit a number of museums and displays, and also spend some time on the ground seeing if I can find another dinosaur. If I do, I'll be sure to let you know. In the meantime, I'm sure there are other people out there doing Prehistoric Kingdom videos that you can watch. I don't know how active they'll be. I've tried to keep it steady, but I just didn't want to get too far ahead on this zoo. Well, I'm already pretty far ahead, but even further ahead, and just put videos in the can. The devs have been throwing some curveballs out there lately. So you guys know the drill. Like this video, comment on it. That helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribing will also help my channel. So just enjoying watching these animals move in this habitat. They negotiate the changes so much better than they were doing before. So we're going to have one come and chow down, and here comes the rest of the gang. The magic of herding behaviors. Get a little nervous still coming in for the actual feed. But now our 3 adults have taken up 3 of the stations, and they're going to eat together, which is nice. I hope at some point devs will add a larger feeder for the larger groups of animals, so they can all feed at once. That would be good. I also hope they put in smaller ones for the smaller animals as well, in both, as it were, individual portion servings and family style. That would be cool. I guess we'll see at some point. Anyway, off they go back across the other side of the habitat. And the male taking up his favorite place on the rock there. For some reason he likes to hang out here, but that's okay by me. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this week's video. I'll see you again in a few weeks. Time for me to say goodbye, so you all take care, be kind to each other, and wish me luck out in the Badlands. Bye now.